1, 2. All right. A check 1, 2. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen. A check 1, 2. All right. Try check 1, 2. 1, 2.
welcome to the Wibeka Hotel. All emergency procedure to ensure safety have been put in place. Have our arms and security personnel stationed at strategic places. We also have CCTV cameras covering the environment. Our fire alarm system is designed with water sprinklers and smoke detectors. It is a speech alarm. Whenever it triggers, it tells us to evacuate the building. And as the event is ongoing, our marshals are on ground to make sure everything runs smoothly. By the entrance door here, we have the bar, and directly opposite the bar, we have the washroom. Also, as the event is ongoing, our stewards are on ground in case you need anything. Thank you. You're welcome.
Good morning, everyone. It's 10 a.m., so we're calling the AGM to order. At this point, can we please rise for the national anthem?
Nigeria, we hail thee, our own dear native land. Though tribe and tongue may differ, in brotherhood we stand. Nigerians all and proud to serve our sovereign fatherland. Our flag shall be a symbol that truth and justice reign, in peace or battle on.
May I now invite Pastor Alex Adio to say the opening prayer for us. Pastor Adio, if you can hear us, can you please lead us in the opening prayer? Amen. It is with pleasure that I welcome you to the 33rd Annual General Meeting of our company, which I now declare open. This year's meeting is being held virtually to ensure broader participation, convenience, and efficiency. While we value the importance of physical gatherings, the virtual format allows us to engage with a wider pool of shareholders across different locations, while also adhering to global best practices. The registrar has circulated the dial-in details and meeting link to shareholders who provided their email addresses upon registration. The meeting link is also available on our website, www.eternaplc.com. The meeting is streamed live via our YouTube channel. We appreciate your continued support and understanding, and we remain committed to ensuring that today's proceedings are transparent, inclusive, and productive. As this meeting is being held virtually, please note that it is being recorded in its entirety for official documentation purposes. To ensure sound quality and smooth proceedings, we kindly ask all participants to remain on mute unless invited to speak. When called upon to second the motion or ask a question, please unmute your microphone and speak clearly. Before speaking, kindly introduce yourself by stating your full name. You will have the opportunity to second each motion presented during this meeting, and there will be ample time allocated for questions and comments. I will ask each speaker to please be brief, to give others a chance to ask questions. To ask a question, kindly use the raise your hand feature or the chat box on the Zoom platform. This will help ensure an orderly flow of questions and allow everyone an opportunity to participate. To facilitate a smooth and orderly voting process, shareholders are kindly requested to use the USSD voting option or the dedicated web link provided by the registrars. These platforms are secure, user-friendly, and designed to ensure that every shareholder's vote is accurately recorded. We appreciate your cooperation and look forward to your active participation. I would like to inform all members that in compliance with the provisions of the Companies and Allied Matters Act, the Register of Directors and the record of attendance at board meetings during the preceding year for the directors presented for re-election are available for inspection upon request by the company secretary and can be found in the annual report already circulated. May I now invite the registrars, Greenwich Registrar and Data Solutions Limited, to present the report on attendance at meetings, including the number of shareholders present in person and by proxy, and the total number of shares represented at the meeting, and to confirm whether the requisite quorum for the meeting is met in accordance with the provisions of the Companies and Allied Matters Act and the Articles of Association of the company. The registrars, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good morning, Mr. Chairman, distinguished members of the board, regulators seated, and our esteemed shareholders. We hereby confirm that 349 proxies and 6 shareholders representing 1,610,862,411 units have been recorded as being present. This represents 73.68% of the share capital. We hereby confirm that the quorum has been duly formed. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Greenwich Registrars. I wish to kindly appeal once again, in the interest of maintaining an orderly meeting, that all participants silence any mobile devices not in use, mute their microphones when not speaking, and minimize background noise when addressing the meeting. I have no doubt in my mind that almost all members of the board are known to you. However, as it is customary before moving on to the formal matters of the agenda, I would like to introduce very briefly the board of directors and other officials on this side of the gathering. To my immediate right is Mr. Olumide Adeosun, the Managing Director, Chief Executive Officer of the company. Seated next to him is Mrs. Fibian Ifadi, the Executive Director, Corporate Services. Beside her is Mrs. Bumi Agaguadu, an Executive Director and the Managing Director of Eterna Industries Limited. Next to her is Mr. Okechukwu Ashiebu, an Executive Director and the Chief Operating Officer of Eterna Plc. Seated beside him is Mr. Emmanuel Omwejine, a non-executive director. To my immediate left is Mr. David Edet, the company secretary, legal advisor. Next to him is Mrs. Godry Obechie, a non-executive director. Seated beside her is Barrister Okechukwu Omezi, an independent non-executive director. And beside him is Mr. Anibo Kraga, also an independent non-executive director of the company. Dr. Akinwade Ademosu, an independent non-executive director, is joining us virtually. My humble self, I am Gabriel Ubechie, Officer of the Honor of the Niger, the chairman of our company. Joining us virtually and in person to support the proceedings are the company's advisors who will be assisting as needed. Also present with us are the following regulatory representatives: Ms. Peggy Halliday and Ms. Brenda Duke, representing the NGX Regulation Limited. Mr. Graham Omenka, representing the Securities and Exchange Commission. Mr. Ignatius Ekpo, representing the Financial Reporting Council of Nigeria. Also joining us today are the company's external auditors, PricewaterhouseCoopers, represented by Mr. Tosin Labiodan, a partner of the firm, as well as Ms. Evelyn Olajayi and Mr. Habib Olarewaju. I acknowledge the presence of Ms. Anne Mutua and Ms. Moruntayo Ajilola, representing Greenwich Registrars and Data Solutions Limited, the registrars of the company. Also joining us are the shareholder representatives on the audit committee, namely Engineer MOT Olaiwola Tobun, who is the chairman, Mr. Omokayode O. Adekunle, and Mrs. Odushote A. Olatumbosun. I will now call on the secretary to read the notice convening the meeting. The secretary, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Esteemed shareholders, ladies and gentlemen, I proceed to read the notice convening this meeting. Notice is hereby given that the 33rd Annual General Meeting of Eterna Plc as a company will be held virtually on Tuesday, 12th May 2026 at 10 a.m. to transact the following businesses. Ordinary business. 1. To lay the report of the directors, the audited financial statements, the report of the auditors, and the audit committee for the year ended 31st December 2025 before the shareholders. Item 2, to declare a dividend. Item 3, to re-elect retiring directors. Item 4, to reappoint the auditors and authorize directors to fix the remuneration of the auditors. Item 5, to elect members of the statutory audit committee. Item 6, to disclose the remuneration of the managers of the company. Special business. Item 7, to fix the remuneration of non-executive directors. Item 8, that in compliance with the rules of the Nigerian Exchange Limited, the NGX, governing transactions with related parties or interested persons, the company is hereby granted a general mandate in respect of all recurring transactions entered into with a related party or interested person, provided that such transactions are of a revenue or trading nature or are necessary for the company's day-to-day operations. This mandate shall commence on the date on which this resolution is passed and shall continue until the date on which the next annual general meeting of the company is held. In compliance with the rules of the Nigerian Exchange Limited, the NGX, related parties or interested parties shall abstain from exercising any voting right in respect of Resolution 8 above at the meeting by the order of the board. Mr. Chairman, the notice is read.
Thank you very much, Company Secretary. The next item on the agenda is the chairman's statement. I want to presume that you have all read the chairman's statement. Do we now take the statement as read? Okay, thank you very much. The chairman's statement was widely circulated in the annual report, and we hereby take the chairman's statement as read. I now wish to move to the agenda of today's meeting. Item number 1, to lay the report of the directors, the audited financial statements, the reports of the auditors and the audit committee for the year ended 31st December 2025 before the shareholders. You will each have received a copy of the full annual report and financial statements of the company and the report of the directors, which I declare to have been fully tabled. These documents were also uploaded on our website and distributed both physically and electronically. I will now call upon the representatives of the auditors to read the report of the auditors in respect of the financial statements for the year ended 31st December 2025. Can you use your mic?
Okay, thank you. I'm Evelyn Olajayi, representing PwC. The report is quite long, but I would move on straight to the opinion. Permit me to read that. Thank you. In our opinion, the consolidated and separate financial statements give a true and fair view of the consolidated and separate financial position of Eterna Plc, the company and its subsidiaries, together known as the group, as at 31st December 2025, and of their consolidated and separate financial performance and their consolidated and separate cash flows for the year that ended in accordance with International Financial Reporting Standards as issued by the International Accounting Standard Board and the requirements of the Companies and Allied Matters Act and the Financial Reporting Council of Nigeria Amendment Act 2023. So in our opinion, we don't have, the financial statements have been fairly presented and there are no issues. Thank you.
Thank you very much, PwC. I will now call upon the chairman of the audit committee to read a report of the committee.
Members of the board, regulatory authority here present, co-shareholders, good morning. The report of the audit committee is on page 54, and I read, in accordance with the statutory requirement of Section 404, subsection 4 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020, we, the members of the Audit Committee of Eterna Plc, have carried out our statutory functions under the Act, hereby confirm that the accounting and reporting policy of the group and the company are in accordance with the legal requirements and agreed ethical practices. In our opinion, 1, the accounting and reporting policy of the Eterna Plc, as contained in the company's audited financial statement for the year ended 31st December 2025, are in accordance with the legal requirements, relevant financial reporting framework, and ethical practices. 2, the scope and planning of the audit for the year ended 31st December 2025 were adequate 3. External auditors' findings on management matters and management responses thereto were satisfactory. 4. We have kept under the review the effectiveness of the company systems of the accounting and internal controls, dated the date 25th days of March 2026, signed by me, Engineer Moti Olaiwola Tobu, Chairman of the Audit Committee. Other members of the committee are Omokayode Adekunle, Mrs. Odushote O. Anike, Mr. Anebo Kraga, and Mr. Emmanuel Omojine. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman of the Audit Committee. The 2025 Annual Report and Financial Statements, having been laid before you in accordance with the Companies and Allied Matters Act, your directors have fulfilled their obligations in respect of this matter. It is now left for me to give you ample opportunity to ask questions on the report and financial statements. I would like to appeal to each questionnaire to be brief in order to give others a chance to ask questions also. I'll repeat, ask questions and as much as possible stay away from expressing extensive opinion. It will help if you could refer to the page of the report and financial statements which your questions relate. To ask a question, kindly use the raise hand feature or the chat box on the Zoom platform. Thank you very much, shareholders. The floor is open for questions. Excuse me. We need to have an orderly meeting. If you want to ask questions, raise your hand. There are so many hands that are up. The discretion of who to recognize rests solely with me. If everybody have to just start speaking into the microphone, we're going to have a very rowdy session. At this point, I want to recognize Mr. Robert Ibekwe, the first person to raise his hand, to please go ahead and ask a question. Ibekwe Robert, please. Thank you, Ibekwe, for your kind words and then for your very insightful question. I will come back to address that, but let's take a few more questions or comments so that we can take on all of them at the same time. I will now recognize Mr. Tunji Bamidele. Can I see your hand up? So please go ahead and ask your question. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Bamidele. I will now proceed to take questions from, whose hands can I see there now? Okay, let me recognize Mrs. Adetutu Ganiat. Adetutu Ganiat, please.
that it will not end up as bad debts that will be written off. Trade and other payables under current liabilities went up from 6.5 billion naira to 10.8 billion naira in the year under review. How do we intend to pay this debt to our creditors? Lastly, I observe that we have utilized this annual report judiciously to advertise all our products. This is highly commendable. Please keep it up. Thanks and God bless you richly for this opportunity, Mr. Chairman. I appreciate.
Thank you, Madam Ganiat. Let me now recognize Mr. Adeleke Oladimeji.
The privilege. My name is Adeleke Oladimeji. Chairman, we are so impressed with this result. We are so happy. And we pray that the trend will continue. And look, what are we doing to make sure that we go fully into gas production and distribution, which is going to give us a huge revenue, because gas is something that is used by every household at every day. And also, sir, if you look at the dividend of 50 kobo, sir, that amounts to like 30% of our earning per share. So I would like to ask, sir, what is our dividend policy, and how can we grow this dividend more in the following year? Also, sir, if you look at Eterna Plc as a brand, we need to expand our branch network. We need to that everywhere, not only in Lagos, the other states, Ibadan, Ogun, Abeokuta, and other states. We need to expand our branch network. It is not only Lagos that we have all these beautiful, beautiful Eterna stations. We need to expand it all over Nigeria also. So what are the modalities we are putting in place to make sure that we expand our branch network? We pray that God will continue to bless you and give the board more wisdom and knowledge to lead this company right. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very much, esteemed shareholders who've asked questions. At this point, we'll just try and respond to a couple of the questions that have been asked. I'll respond to a couple of them, and I will also allow the Managing Director, Chief Executive of Eterna Plc to respond to some of them as well. Let me start with Mr. Ibekwe. I completely agree with you. The industry landscape have changed, especially with the advent of Dangote refinery. There's been massive disruption in the downstream industry as we know it. But then again, the only thing that is constant in life is change. You notice that this is the 33rd annual general meeting of this company. It tells you this company has been in existence for 33 years plus and counting. The way we did business 30 years ago, it's not the way we did business 10 years ago. It's not the way we did business 5 years ago. It's not the way we expect to do business today. Disruption is a fact of life. The hallmark of leadership, the hallmark of why we all are here is to continue to come up with those innovative strategies on how to adapt to changes as those changes come. So yes, the advent of Dangote refinery has been a massive change in downstream, but we keep coming up with creative ways on how to adapt to those changes, grow our lubricant business, expand our retail business, look for other business opportunities, chase upstream opportunities so that we can create new avenues to keep this company afloat. And the fact that despite all these changes, 2025, we ended it on a very positive note, so much so that we are paying dividend, tells you that we are doing a very good job of adapting to those changes. And we are very, very optimistic, and we are very, very sure, so to speak, that if we continue doing what we are doing now, that this company will continue on a very positive trajectory. I hear you when you say that the dividend is in kobos. Yes, with all the inflation, yes, with all the inflation, the devaluation in the currency, be rest assured that this is just the beginning. It's a huge leap from what it was the year before, and basis the trajectory. If you've seen our first quarter result, which we have already published, you can see that we are maintaining the same trajectory, and I'm pretty optimistic that if we continue this way, at least we'll continue to pay dividend and better dividends, so to speak. Tunji Bamidele talked about our base oil business. Yes, we are growing the base oil business. If you look at Eterna as a company, lubricant is central to what we do, so much so that we have a subsidiary company called Eterna Industries Limited, which is very ably managed by Mrs. Bumi Agaguadu. Lubricant continues to contribute and actually play a very vital role. The lubricant business, the chemical business, continue to play a very vital role to our bottom line and to what we do, and we expect that to continue. Ghania talked about our women representative on the board. I thought we were going to get some credit if out of a board of 10, we have three very able and very capable women who are doing very well. I don't know what the ratio is in other boards, but I want to believe that we're not doing too badly, but there's still a lot of room for improvement, and we'll continue to look into that. Yes, you also mentioned about only 5 directors having shares in the company. I want to draw a distinction between the non-executive directors and the independent non-executive directors. You have the non-executive directors who are shareholders and largely the owners of the business. Then you have the independent non-executive directors. That word, we need to underline that word, independent. As independent directors, as much as possible, they are not expected to have stake in the business. They are not expected to do anything that will becloud that independence, because they are there to protect the interest of the investors and, most importantly, the interest of the shareholders so they are essentially representing the shareholders on the board, while not taking sides. So they are not expected. So if they don't have shares, I'm not surprised. At this point, I will call on the managing director, CEO, to also weigh in and give us a bit more depth into the runnings of the business. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Directors, regulators, ladies and gentlemen. So, Chairman, you have touched on some of the aspects that around what we intend to do around growth. So I'd like to pick up on Mr. Robert Ibekwe's question around what plans for growth. One of the things that has really become evident is that the business that we used to do before is no longer the same business. We're finding that we're having to increasingly work harder at the depots. We're finding that we are really having to be very creative and expansive about how we operate at the retail stations, and we're having to be very global in the way we look at the aviation business, the gas business, and some of the other businesses. But specifically, we see that there has been a big shift in margins from the depot, so we're focusing on the retail. The point you raised around, the point Mr. Bamidele raised around having stations everywhere is something that we take very seriously. As at the start of last year, I think we had 85 stations. We've cleaned up the portfolio, and we now have at least 4 stations that are in the plans for full acquisition. And we also have about 22 stations talking about look and feel, because in a world where everybody is selling the same thing, it's important that we distinguish ourselves through our brand, through the look and feel of our stations, because no one will go to a station that is that's badly lit, unkempt, or unattractive. So we have spent some of the year. We've worked on 6 stations so far, and there's a queue of about 22 more stations that we need to look at. We are opening up retail stations nationwide. We're very clear on where we want to operate. We want to operate in areas where we can see customer growth, where we see better demographic reach and commercial routes. So we're very focused on that. In terms of how we're maximizing, so it's not just enough to have the retail as well. We're looking at retail in a very in-depth and complete way. So if you come to our stations, and I'll call out Bagada, but I'll also call out the Wusetu station in Abuja as well, where you go there and you see that we have a full retail solution. We have large supermarkets, we have restaurants, we have auto-serve, our auto care proposition. We have LPG. So really, we're building stations that are more fully packed with services for our customers. The idea being that if you come for the restaurant, then that increases the footfall at the retail station as well. As part of the response to the changing landscape, we've also looked at really deepening our participation in some other businesses. So the aviation business, for instance, we have seen that we launched that Juhai 2 installation in 2024. And since then, we have seen massive growth in the services there. We have international customers, and we're intending to grow that business some more. You'll see some of those improvements coming through and showing in our results. For the lubricants business, Chairman has already spoken to it, but we take that business very seriously. That is where our growth is, that's where our margin is, and that is one of the businesses that we are staking our big bet on in terms of growth and margin drive. In addition to that, we've also looked at LPG in a very wholesome way. At the start of last year, we had 5 LPG skids. We're now in the double digits, and we're looking to grow that continuously. So everywhere we have a retail station, we will have, to the extent possible and to the extent that it's safely possible to do so, we will have LPG skids so that we are also part of the decade of gas, and we're supporting last mile implementation and delivery of LPG. So I'll stop there in terms of what we're doing in terms of growth. Another good question that was asked was around, and I believe that it was Barrister Adetu Tugania that asked this question. There are questions around how the receivables are looking big. That's healthy, because we are ultimately, there's a B2B side to our business. So we have commercial customers. Commercial customers operate purely on the basis of credit. We are quite particular. We have a strong risk management and compliance program where we're very strategic and forensic about who we provide credit to, and then we monitor that credit. So the number you're looking at there, 7 billion, it revolves and evolves over time. We've had months where we've had payments as much as 4B come in. So in terms of how we're managing our receivables, we're doing a very good job. And if I look at what we have in terms of actual bad debt acquired by the company over the last 5 years, it's less than $250 million. It's still a sizable amount of money, but it's, in the grand scheme of things, there are a lot of old debts, and we do a good job of collecting. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much, MD. MDEIL, I don't know if you have anything to add to the questions that were asked on. We don't have.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, directors, regulators. Thank you very much for the opportunity. Thank you for your questions. As you are aware, we have Eterna Industries Limited that focuses essentially on lubricants and chemicals. But apart from that business as a whole, it's also a manufacturing company. And so as a manufacturing company, we have to lay a lot of emphasis on cost savings. We are putting in a lot of initiatives to ensure that, for one, we're switching some of our energy sources to alternative energy so that over time we can cut costs. And in the next couple of weeks, you would also be hearing about new product launches that we're bringing into the market. My MD has said that lubricants is where we see growth and where our margins are going to come from. So we are paying a lot of attention to that aspect of the business. We're looking to grow our volumes by launching products that the customers actually need.
and we are very optimistic that margins will come from there. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. I will now move on to the other aspects of the meeting. I will go to item number 2. Item number 2 on the agenda is to declare a dividend. The directors have recommended that a dividend of 50 kobo per ordinary share be paid to members of the company today, 12th May 2026, whose names appear on the register of members on Monday, 13th April 2026, subject to the approval of the shareholders. I hereby move that pursuant to Section 426 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2026, that the dividend proposed by the directors be and is hereby approved. Will someone please second the motion? Let me see those whose hands are still up. I don't know whether. Don't know if these hands are up. But Alaga Kolawole, if your hand is up, you want to second the motion, please go ahead and second the motion. Alaga Kolawole, I can see your hand up. Can I call on Mr. Boniface, okay, to please second the motion? Who is speaking, please?
Is my voice coming up, Mr. Chairman?
We can hear you. Tell us your name. Thank you very much, Mr. Boniface. May I now call on members to vote on the resolution by poll. I will hand over to the registrars to conduct the poll. Registrars, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Shareholders may participate in the electronic voting process either by the USSD using their mobile phone or by the web voting. For mobile voting, kindly dial *7006 *61# as soon as voting begins for a resolution. You press 1 to confirm your phone number or input your registered phone number in case you're voting from a different device. Then press 1 to select your unit, and then press 1 to vote for the resolution, or press 2 if you wish to vote against the resolution. For the web voting, please visit the web portal via the link that has been shared in the e-notification that you received. The link is also in the chat box if you need to pick it up. Then you input your phone number or email. You receive an OTP, which you then confirm, and it takes you to the voting portal. Then you can vote yes or no as soon as resolutions begin. We will now go to the resolution. The resolution is on display. Voting starts and ends in 120 seconds. The timer is up. Please vote. The voting instruction has also been duly circulated in your e-notification just as a guidance. You can vote via USSD or you can vote via the web portal. Please vote. The timer is up. As you can see on the right hand of the screen, you will see the preloaded proxy unit already uploaded, and the live voting is showing at the left and at the right hand. You still have 70 seconds. Please vote. If you encounter any challenge, please start again. 2 seconds remaining. Voting has closed. We have 1,686,000,000 88,386 units voting in favor of the resolution, which represents 100% of the attendance. Thank you.
I hereby declare the motion as carried. Item number 3 on the agenda is to re-elect retiring directors of the company. May I now call on the company secretary to read the names of the directors subject to re-election.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The directors who are presented for re-election are: number 1, Barrister Okechukwu Omezi, Independent Non-Executive Director. Number 2, Mr. Anibo Kraga, Independent Non-Executive Director. Mr. Chairman, the non-executive directors for re-election are called.
Now that the retiring directors have been introduced to you to be re-elected, let us proceed to elect them. I move that Barrister Okechukwu Omezi be and is hereby re-elected as a director of the company. Will someone please second the motion? Can I call on Ibe? Who is speaking?
Enyanuku, I so do.
What's your name?
Peter Enyanuku, I so do.
Peter
Enyanuku.
Peter Enyanuku seconds the motion. Yes. May I now call on members to vote on the resolution by poll? If you're not speaking, please mute yourself so it doesn't echo. May I now call on members to vote on the resolution by poll? I will hand over to the registrars to conduct the poll.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The resolution is up. Please vote. Start voting. The timer is counting down. Please press *7006*61# if you're voting with your mobile phone. Press 1 to confirm your phone number. Press 1 to confirm your unit. Press 1 to vote for the resolution. And press 2 if you wish to vote against the resolution. You can also vote via the web link that is in the chat box or in your AGM notification. Voting is still ongoing. We have 80 seconds remaining. If you encounter any challenge, you can vote, you can try the process again. Please dial *7006*61# if you're voting from your mobile device or visit the web portal link. Like we said, the proxy collation is displayed on the right hand of the screen, while the live votes are on the left side. We have 18 seconds remaining. Voting has ended. We have 1,686,118,937 units voting in favor of the resolution. This represents 100% of the attendance. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Following the results of the re-election as read by the registrars, I declare that the motion to re-elect Barrister Okechukwu Omezi is hereby carried. I now move that Mr. Anibo Kraga be and is hereby re-elected as a director of the company. Will someone please second the motion? Can I call on Gafar? Can I call on Gafar? Be okay, please. I can see your hand up.
I so do, Mr. Chairman. My name is Eke Chibuzo Emmanuel. I so do, Mr. Chairman. My name is Eke Chibuzo Emmanuel. I so do, Mr. Chairman. My name is Eke Chibuzo Emmanuel.
Okay. It's all right. Mr. Eke Chibuzo Emmanuel hereby moves or seconds the motion that Mr. Anibo Kraga be re-elected. May I now call on the members to vote on the resolution by poll? I will hand over to the registrars to conduct the poll.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The resolution is up. Voting has started. The timer is counting down. Please dial *7006 *61# if you're voting from your mobile device. If you're voting from your phone number, or visit the web link. The link is still in the chat box. Press 1 to confirm your mobile number, press 1 to confirm your unit, and press 1 to vote for the resolution, or 2 if you wish to vote against the resolution. If you are voting on web, as soon as you have registered for voting, you have confirmed your OTP, you can vote by following the prompt on the screen. 66 seconds remaining. Like we said, if you encounter any challenge, you can start the process again. Dial *7006 *61# on your registered mobile phone. If you are voting with a different device, once you get to the confirmation page, just input your registered device, your registered phone number. $20 seconds remaining. Voting is closed. We have 1,686,115,411 units voting in favor of the resolution. We also have 2,176 units voting against the resolution. In favor of the resolution, we have 100% of the total attendance. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Following the results of the re-election as read by the registrars, I declare that the motion to re-elect Mr. Anibo Kraga is hereby carried. Item number 4 on the agenda is to reappoint the firm of PricewaterhouseCoopers as the independent auditors for the company and authorize the directors to fix the remuneration of the auditors in accordance with Section 401 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act laws of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 2020. I move that the firm of PricewaterhouseCoopers be and are hereby reappointed as the independent auditors for the company for the year ended 31st December 2026, and that the directors are hereby authorized to fix the remuneration of the auditors. Would someone please second the motion? You are at liberty to unmute yourself and second the motion. Otherwise,
second. My name is Mrs. Bisi Bakari. I second the motion.
Mrs. Bisi Bakari seconds the motion. May I now call on members to vote on the resolution by poll? I will hand over to the registrars to conduct the poll.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The resolution is up. Voting has started. Please dial *7006 *61# on your mobile device if you wish to use the USSD voting process. If you wish to vote by web, please pick the link in the chat box and register for voting. Once you input your registered email or phone number, you get an OTP, which upon confirmation, you can then be admitted into the voting portal. We have 80 seconds remaining. Please vote. That's *7006 *61# if you are voting with USSD, or visit the web portal via the link that has been shared. Six seconds remaining. If you encounter any challenge as you proceed, please start again, initiate the process again. We have 10 seconds more. Voting has ended. We have 1,686,173,088 units in favor of the resolution, which represents 100% of the attendance. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
I declare the motion carried. Item 5 on the agenda is to elect members of the Audit Committee. Pursuant to Section 404 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020, an Audit Committee is required to be established by every public company, and under subsection 3, the committee shall consist of 5 members comprising of 3 members and 2 non-executive directors. The members of the Audit Committee are not entitled to remuneration and are subject to election annually. Any member may nominate a shareholder as a member of the Audit Committee by giving notice of such nomination to the Secretary of the company at least 21 days before the annual general meeting. The Board of Directors of your company, in compliance with the Act, have appointed 2 directors, Mr. Emmanuel Omwejine and Mr. Anibo Kraga, as members of the Audit Committee. I now call on the Secretary to read the nominations from the shareholders which he has received from members. The board has decided that the audit committee shall comprise of 5 members. Only 3 nominees are therefore required. Company Secretary, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Nominee, the first, MOT Olaiwola Tobun, nominated by Mr. Adeleke Oladimeji Bolaji. Nominee number 2, Mr. Omokayode O. Adekunle, nominated by Mr. Atete Wakilu Olayinka. And nominee number 3, Mrs. Odushote Olatubosum, nominated by Mr. Aziz Lukman Akoni. The registrars of the company, Greenwich Registrar and Data Solutions Limited, have confirmed that the above nominees and their nominators are all bona fide members of the company. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Your nominees for election to the Audit Committee are therefore, number 1, Engineer MOT Olaiwola Tobun, 2, Mr. Omokayode O. Adekunle, 3, Mrs. Odushote Anike Olatubosun. There are 3 valid shareholder nominees. I therefore move that pursuant to Section 404 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020, that the 3 shareholders nominees are hereby elected as members of the Audit Committee. Will someone please second the motion?
Mr. Chairman, I do the motion. Advise to second that motion.
Alaji, what?
I should do, sir. Peter Enyanuku, I should do, sir. Peter Enyanuku, I should do, sir.
Honorable Kola Alaga, I so do. Honorable
Okay.
Kola Alaga, second.
Honorable Kola Alaga hereby seconds the motion. May I now hand over to the registrars to conduct the election? Okay, it's all right. Thank you. It's hereby carried. I declare the following nominees elected. Number 1, Engineer MOT Olaiwola Tobun. Congratulations. Number 2, Mr. Omokayode O. Adekunle. And number 3, Mrs. Odushote Anike Olatubosun. Item 6 on the agenda is to disclose the remuneration of managers of the company in line with Section 257 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020. I call on the Company Secretary to read out the remuneration.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The remuneration of managers of the company is as follows. Management, grade cadre, comprising steps 1 to 7. Manager, 18 million to 22.5 million. Senior manager, 24 million to 28 million. Assistant general manager, 32 million to 38 million. Deputy general manager, 43.5 million to 50.5 million. General manager, 60 million to 97 million. Executive director, 105 million to 119 million. Managing director, 120 million to 180 million. Mr. Chairman, the remuneration of the managers of the company has been disclosed in compliance with Section 257 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Company Secretary. Item 7 on the special business is to fix the remuneration of the directors. I therefore move that the director's fee for the financial year ending December 31st, 2026 be fixed by the directors. Will someone please second the motion? I call on Mr. Ibekwe Robert to please second the motion. I need us to second
Boniface Okezie, I second the motion.
Okay, Boniface Okezie seconds the motion. Can I please request There are people whose hands seem to be permanently up. If you're not raising your hand to speak, can you lower your hand so that we can know those whose hands are up to speak? Mr. Boniface Okezie seconds this motion. May I now call on members to vote on the resolution by poll? I will hand over to the registrars to conduct the poll.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The resolution is up. Please vote. Voting will start and end in 120 seconds. The timer is already counting down. If you're voting with USSD, please dial *7006 *61#. You press 1 to confirm your mobile number or input your registered mobile number. Press 1 to confirm your units. Press 1 to vote for the resolution, or press 2 if you wish to vote against the resolution. For the web voting, please visit the link that has been shared in your e-notification, and it's also available in the chat box. Once you input your registered email or phone number, you will get an OTP. Confirm that OTP, and you will be in the environment to vote. We have 59 seconds remaining. Please vote. If you encounter any challenge while voting, you can initiate the process again. The preloaded proxy vote is displayed at the bottom right of the screen, while the live voting is displayed on the bottom left of the screen. "20 seconds remaining. Voting has ended. We have 1,686,253,386 units in favor of the resolution, which represents 100% of the attendance. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
I hereby declare the motion carried. Item 8 on special business is that in compliance with the rules of the Nigerian Exchange Limited, NGX, governing transactions with related parties or interested persons, the company is hereby granted a general mandate in respect of all recurrent transactions entered into with a related party or interested person, provided such transactions are of a revenue or trading nature or are necessary for the company's day-to-day operations. This mandate shall commence on the date on which this resolution is passed and shall continue to operate until the date on which the next annual general meeting of the company is held. In compliance with the rules of the Nigerian Exchange Limited, NGX, related parties or interested persons shall abstain from exercising any voting rights in respect of Resolution 8 above. Will someone please second the motion? Will someone please second the motion?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. No, it's not a proposal.
What's your name? We didn't get your name. Can someone please second the motion?
I see.
Can someone please second the motion? What did you say your name is?
Jafar Irinfolami is the name. I second the motion.
Jafar Oyinfolami seconds the motion. May I now call on members to vote? May I now call on the members to vote on the resolution by poll? I will hand over to the registrars to conduct the poll.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The resolution is on display. Please vote. Dial *7006 *61# if you are voting with the USSD, or visit the web portal via the link shared in your e-notification. For USSD voting, once you dial the code, press 1 to validate your account, your phone number. Press 1 to confirm your unit. Press 1 to vote for the resolution, or press 2 to vote against the resolution. For web voting, once you visit the portal and confirm your OTP, you can vote following the prompt on the screen. We have 63 seconds remaining. Please dial *7006 *61# if you are voting by USSD. To vote in favor of the resolution, press 1. To vote against the resolution, press 2. We have 29 seconds remaining. The web portal link is available in the chat box. If you encounter any challenge, reinitiate the process. We have 10 seconds remaining. Voting is closed. We have 167,100,219 units voting in favor of the resolution. This represents 100% of the total votes. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, registrars. I hereby declare the motion carried. Distinguished shareholders, esteemed guests, ladies and gentlemen, we have now come to the end of the formal proceedings of the 33rd Annual General Meeting of Eterna Plc. On behalf of the Board of Directors, I would like to express our sincere appreciation to all shareholders, regulators, advisors, and stakeholders for your presence, participation, and invaluable contributions throughout this meeting. Your continued confidence, support, and commitment to the company remain deeply appreciated and continue to inspire all stakeholders. We thank you once again for your trust, cooperation, and unwavering support for Eterna Plc. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure hosting you today. I now formally declare the 33rd Annual General Meeting of Eterna Plc closed. Can we have the national anthem, please?
Nigeria, we hail thee, our own dear native land. Though tribe and tongue may differ, in brotherhood we stand. Nigerians old and proud to serve our sovereign motherland. Our flag shall be a symbol that truth and justice reign. In peace or battle honored shall no man